Hello and welcome back to another Prezi HD video. Today we have another game of the week. This time it is the big one. Arsenal vs Manchester United. Pretty famous fixture altogether. And it could be a pretty important game for both teams and both sides. I have got the simulated FIFA 15 match in the background, by the way. And I do use Matchday Live as well and click Arsenal. And then click play next fixtures. So all the timings are all correct. And that is all that good stuff. And you also get these new next fixture things come up. This is how I'm going to start it from now on in. Either way, let's get on to the actual game of the week itself. If you don't know what one of these is, please go back to the first one of FIFA 15, so I have a valid explanation of what one of these is, and go and watch that. Basically, if you like real life football, this is the perfect place for you to be. I'm using the BBC Sport website as usual. Let's get to it. And just before I do get started, sorry if I haven't been quite as quick as usual with this. Normally it's out a bit earlier before the game. It's less than 24 hours before the game, in fact, now. And unfortunately it's not quite happening just yet. By the way, that's a great goal by Fellaini there. And again, if some of you are wondering where some of the lower teams are, I'm really waiting for the relegation dogfights to be scrapping it out. Currently, yeah, a match like Leicester-Burnley could be valid if there's not a Manchester derby in its way. But really, it's towards the end of the season when you've got the games that are fighting for Europa League, the games which are fighting for survival in the Premier League. Them sort of games are the ones where I will be doing lower teams. Currently, I'm just doing the teams which basically are top 7, top 8. Southampton could be on one coming soon as well, so keep your lookout for that. Head-to-head, Manchester United have lost just one of their last 14 matches against Arsenal in all competitions. Thrashed them 8-2 the other year, remember? That sole Arsenal win came courtesy of Aaron Ramsey goal at the Emirates in May 2011. Ramsey, back then, he was a prospect. In his 2012, he was terrible. 2013, amazing. This year hasn't quite kick-started, but, you know, people doubting him already. Just F off, seriously. People need to just grow up a bit and stop insulting Arsenal just because they are Arsenal. There is no denying they are a good team. And yes, Man United beat them 8-2 the other year. But come on, who doesn't get thrashed sometimes? Man United lost 6-1 against Man City the other year. But the other day they only lost 1-0. So this is a fixture which is Man United's way, basically. They've met 219 times in all competitions. United lead by 92 wins to Arsenal's 79. There have been 48 draws from that 219. Arsenal have lost to Manchester United 20 times in the Premier League, more than they have against any other team. So they're a bogey team in a way, but let's be honest, Man United's pretty much everybody's bogey team. Well, back in the Ferguson era, of course. This year, people are getting results against them, and of course last year. But we'll see how that turns out. I suppose by the end of the season, we'll have a more realistic view on United. They'll slowly get better, but I think, like Van Gaal said, it's more like a 3 to 4 year plan, and that's even ambitious at that. I think it could spell on to a decade, and I mean, they need to accept that, Man United fans. They won't be at their supremacy for at least another 5 years. Let's be honest, they're full reign supremacy, like 92, like 2005, like them sort of years where they were just bossing it out in Premier League, in FA Cup, in every single competition possible. Arsenal have dropped a league-high 9 points from winning positions this season, as many as they did in the whole of 2013-14. Arsenal last year had a great start and dropped off. That seems to be what they're doing every year, over the past few seasons, except for a few, of course. This year, they've had a bad start. Does that mean that they'll have the season in reverse, if you like, just not reach top? Mertesacker said himself, Chelsea are out of reach for them now. But is it possible? Is it humanly possible that Arsenal could somehow get out of the depths and win the title? Well, no, I don't think so. Football is football, anything can happen, but Arsenal have being pretty much typical of being on top of the league and then going down to fourth in most seasons, that is, of course. I remember a few seasons ago they started off badly and they were in like 17th or whatever. But That's typical of most seasons for them. If they're starting off not amazingly, then let's be honest, what happens to them afterwards? And the best thing about this game is, it's not only a derby of such with history, it's a game of, it's a 6-pointer, let's be honest. 6th and 7th, I believe, in the league, Arsenal and Man U, and very close to each other. Arsenal, their lowest points totals after 11 games under Arsene Wenger has come in the past 3 seasons, 17 this season, so that's no good. Arsenal's 4 Premier League wins this season have come against teams currently in the bottom 7 of the table. The last recorded fewer wins at this stage of the season in 1981 to 1982. So, again, it's a bad start for them. What else is there here? Sanchez has scored 12 goals in his last 14 matches for Arsenal in all competitions, including 6 in his last 4 Premier League appearances. Without Sanchez, Arsenal would be shite. Let's be brutally honest. Sanchez has ran everything for them, literally. United are yet to win an away game in the Premier League this season. They've drew 3, lost 2. They've won 7 league matches without an away victory since beating Newcastle on the 5th of April. Jan Mata has scored 4 goals and set up 2 more in 5 starts against Arsenal in all competitions. That, of course, spells back to his Chelsea career when he was at his finest. Wayne Rooney has scored the joint most goals against Arsenal as any other player in the Premier League history, 10, along with Robbie Fowler. Robin van Persie has scored in 5 of the last 6 meetings between Arsenal and Manchester United, twice for the Gunners and 3 times for the Red Devils. Insane, absolutely insane, to be honest. Got to give credit where credit's due, and Robin van Persie is returning to his former club. He scored against Manchester United many times, scoring now against Arsenal twice, I believe, twice or 3 times. The weird thing is, he absolutely went mad. He fully celebrated, didn't he? I mean, that was a bit stuck up of him last time. Like, he wanted to get one over on them or something. Am I right to believe, am I correct to believe that Man United are actually on a worse point tally this season than what they were this stage last season? I'm sure that's the truth. Don't quote me on that. But the thing is, people are all moaning about Moyes. Maybe it was the way that the team was playing, because Man United have played particularly bad, but have progressed, and their signings have been decent. Last year with Moyes, it was the total opposite. And there's another penalty in this game as well, by the way. But looking at the table right now, Swansea are actually ahead of them by 2 points. Southampton are ahead of them by 9 points. Chelsea are ahead of them by 13 points. I mean, come on. It's not like Southampton and Swansea are absolutely amazing, and any team, any manager taking over Manchester United, you would normally believe to do better than any manager taking over Southampton, or Swansea, in fact, because Gary Monk technically has his first permanent deal there. But it's again debatable. It's a lot more pressure at Man United. Southampton, I don't think there's any pressure there. I think it's class. I think they'll go to the end of the season and they will not have any pressure, even if they drop down to 6th or 7th. I think they're gonna have a great season, and I honestly think they could be fighting for Europa League, maybe even Champions League. West Ham, I'm not really seeing it in West Ham's side to fight for Champions League. I mean, they've had a good start. In fact, an outstanding start for West Ham at any rounds of the imagination, of course. But I see them dropping off. So they haven't played amazing. Well, okay, they've played quite well, of course, but you can see Southampton dropping off towards the end of the season. West Ham dropping off towards the end of the season because they haven't shone out quite as much as Southampton. Or maybe it's just Southampton outshining West Ham to a massive extent. Anyway, what are my predictions? I want to slide towards a Man United win for some reason. My gut feeling's telling me that. But I'm just not sure. This is such a weird game. I honestly don't know. I'm not really the person to ask for this game. This is one of them which it's a real struggle to decide the winner. FIFA says 2-0 to Man U. So if FIFA's anything to go by, Man United will win. And I think I might just sneak in a Man United win here. I'm not sure. If I'm brutally honest, that's just a guess. That's a pure guess. I mean, looking at the record, Man United have got a superb record against Arsenal. I don't think they'll lose. But except for that, I do thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure you smash that like button. And I will see you next time.